Welcome back to Barrel Brothers, and today we're doing some warranty work. These big suckers are owned by a friend of mine. In the interest of safety of the public, we'll call him Iain. He has a large green car, which he's dubbed the reverse TARDIS because it's massive on the outside and it's got no room on the inside. So, anyway, these are the wheels. We built these for him a little while ago. He came up with the centres that he had made like more racing wheels from the 70s. There used to be all sorts of these, 4 and 5, but this is a particularly cool design, and they were to go on his big green car. So we did the measure up, figured out what was going to fit. He's got airbags on it and it goes up and down and whatnot, so we needed to figure out what would fit it. So we did a measure up on the car and made lips and barrels for them in various sizes. This one is a 17 by 90. Yeah, so he's had a little problem. If you notice closely, hang on, I haven't got my pointer. I should just walk around with it in my back pocket. It would be a damn sight easier, you know. All right, so anyway, cut to the chase. Iain was driving around in his car, which has a large and quite powerful engine in it. Basically, every time he leans on the throttle, it consumes the GDP of Guatemala in petrol. But I digress. It's a large, heavy car with a lot of power, so you know, it's like a 2-ton car. Anyway, he noticed that a couple of the bolts were missing. Now that's not a good thing. These are an M8 high tensile bolt. There's 20 of them, and they're like a 15-inch center, so we're putting it to a bit of stress, stepping up to 17-inch. And then in a 2-ton car with 5 bazillion horsepower, what we're going to do today, these are still 3-piece. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run a check around all the bolts, put 3 new ones in there, and we're going to check. I've got the other rear. This is one of the rears, passenger side rear. We were sort of talking about it, you know, it could be the weight of the car, it could be the torque of the car, it could be bloody roundabouts, you know. It's got a fairly tight diff in it, I would suspect. Anyway, so what we'll be doing, we'll be going around rechecking all of them. I will be using this product here, which is Loctite 290, puts glasses on, 290 thread locker. Now this is a good one for this sort of things if you don't want to take all of the bolts apart. Okay, needs a bit of a clean in here because this is a very thin one that will wick down. If I lean the wheel over and put a drop there, it will wick down on the inside. I need to do that just before I go around and check them all. That one, and then the new ones that I put in, which are here. These are M8 by 32. So an M8 bolt, a good solid bolt, and a nice flange nut on it. So they've got a good pull. We'll put 3 new bolts in, torque them all up, and then see how it goes. So basically, if it does this again, what we're going to have to do is take the tyre off, strip all of the sealant around, basically take it right to pieces, strip all the sealant off them and weld them up, and then put the bolts back in just for that added strength. Is that you know, what this is telling you is that the wheel is moving. All right, there's movement in there. You know, who knows what actually caused it. 5 million horsepower and 2 tons and Aussie roundabouts. And as I said, that added leverage going from a 50 with a, what this is designated, it's supposed to be a 15-inch step center, but as you can see, there's a double step there. This is double the normal step, so we've gone from a 15 to a 17-inch. And they're wide too, look at that. How wide are these things? Pretty damn big. Here we go, 275s. Which his car does not mind turning these into smoke at the drop of a hat. So we need to get some safe wheels for Iain, and we need to clean these up because he hasn't washed them and he's a slack ass, and he'll be eternally damned. But what what we may do in the future with these two is we may pull them right down, get them all polished back up again, pull them right down and clear powder coat them, which will make them a damn sight easier to look after. They won't be as shiny, not that they're that shiny now. Let's have a quick look at the shine on this. There's some pretty chunky rain happening. You know, Ian's car technically is the total opposite of this. This is really small with no power and heaps of room on the inside, and his car's the opposite. I'm expecting hail any minute. I don't know if you can hear the naka sounds. The hail's only very small, like pea size, and there's not that much of it. Makes a noise on the roof though. Alrighty, all the rain's gone. It's actually the next day. So the only real problem we've got with these ones is the owner, when he saw these ones broken, decided to go around and tighten all the other ones up. And I've tested them and they're over 50 Newton meters, which isn't good for an M8 bolt. These are a 12.9 MPa 8mm bolt, so they should be done up to 36, 37 Newton meters, and they're over 50. So basically, these have had a good stretch. And where they generally go is right there. That's a bit big. Right there on the end of the thread. So basically, all these guys have got to come out. So if you're doing this, the first thing you want to do is let the pressure out. That had a few atmospheres in it. And the reason you want to do that is, if you start taking bolts out, that pressure is pushing the wheel apart, you know, and these bolts are holding it together. So, take the bolts out, there goes your seal. So what we've got to do is go around here and rattle these all off, and away we go. Alrighty, so what this means is we're going to have to, I think I'll start here and put one in, Loctite and everything up, then do that one out and replace it, then that one out and replace it, then that. So it's a bit of back and forth, so I think we'll do a little bit of time lapse here, because I'm going to be here for a while. That's one down, only 3 more to go. Because he didn't just tighten this one up, he tightened them all up. Damn it. Alright, so all we need to do to finish this one off, all we need to do is pump it back up, and then we'll chuck it over on the balancer, because it's nice to give customer back nice balanced wheels. So I'm going to keep plugging away with this. In the meantime, if this happens again, what we'll have to do is weld the wheel up. So weld the lip and barrel together. It's just an added strength thing, because these are forming the seal and holding the wheel together at the moment, plus all the wheel's weight and everything. If we weld it up, that will help immeasurably with the strength of the wheel. And you know, God knows how many horsepower 2-ton car, it may well need it, but he knows to keep a good close eye on them now. So yeah, we shouldn't have a problem from here on. We've got a problem, weld them up, Bob's your uncle. We need to get them apart again and polish them all up and powder coat them anyway. There is a little bit of corrosion on these. These are raw alloy. As I've said before, this is the stuff to use with this one, because it's got a little bit of corrosion on it. We're using the liquid I put my teeth back in. We're using the liquid reflection, and that will get rid of your bigger stains, but that real like mirror polish, this is the stuff you want to use. Blue sapphire. And it's available from the Barrel Brothers shop if you need it. We sell it and we can smash it out around Australia within about 2 days. We express post pack everything, so yeah, it shouldn't take too long. All right, I better get stuck into finishing these guys off. Away we go. Damn, these are cool wheels. Alright, valving, yes. You can always tell when they're a good wheel and tyre combo, because they won't require much weight to get them balanced out. And that's bugger all. Don't know how other people get that plastic stuff off, but I found tweezers work pretty well. And you can do your eyebrows afterwards. Bugger wants another 10. There. Yes. 0-0. Perfecto. Alright, let's do the other one. And then this pair is done. I'm literally dripping here. Look at this. Because of the rain that we had last night, now it's 30 odd degrees here. I'm dying. Alrighty, so what are we taking away from this little exercise? Alright, number one, if there's any creaking or broken bolts in your wheels, you've got problems. Things are moving, that's not good. Let's see. Number two, don't over tighten your bolts. Rattling them up is not good enough. Remember, you're I don't know, people, oh, you spend nothing on my wheels and tyres. If one of these gives way, you know, on the freeway at 110, and you take out a family of 4 going up to visit grandma up the coast, you know, you're going to feel a little guilty about it. So, like, these are pretty important bloody things when it comes to cars. Like, your brakes don't work without them. Okay, think about it. Right? Wheels and tyres, always get the best you can get. You can afford. Number three, don't take a wheel apart with it pumped up if it's a 3-piece. Actually, like, just don't do it. It's just a dumb idea. It's easy enough to just let the pressure out and then put the pressure back into them. And what else? Number four, always do your wheel, when you do your wheels up, 3-piece ones or anything for that matter, do them like a star pattern. Okay? I did these ones, well, I did one at 4, did the other at 5, just because it's a 5-spoke and it's easy. There's a bolt in the middle of each spoke. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like you do up your wheels, move around 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, move around 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's dead easy. Okay? Use a Loctite on your nuts. That's important. It's important. What are we up to, number 6 or 7? Don't use stainless steel bolts unless they are purpose-made stainless steel wheel bolts, and they are out there. There is high tensile stainless steel out there, but if they're a 3-piece or a 2-piece where the bolt is actually holding the wheel together, as opposed to like a Star Shark or an XR4 or something like that that are welded up, then the bolt is there as a support act. All right, I've explained that before. If you have your 2 wheels together like that and they're welded around that joint with the forces of cornering and whatnot, they can actually hinge. That's why they have the extra bolts in there. And I always say, like I've said this a few times, do you think SSR or whoever, they could build the wheel cheaper without putting bolts in it? They'd do that, wouldn't they? Right, think about it. And like the ones that have 6 or 8 or 10 bolts, the bolt gap, we're talking about bolt gap, remember? Okay, if the wheel is welded together originally, weld it back together again. Okay? As I've said before, the worst case scenario I ever saw was a cracked wheel that came in. It was a 13-inch Mark II or a Mark III. I think it might have been a Mark III. No, it was a Mark II. Mark II, really big lips on it. There's 6 bolts in those things, and they were stainless steel bolts, and the things weren't welded. Like, pfft. Mate, seriously, you're going to have... Oh, they're only for drifting. All right, fine. Just never drive them on the road, because I've got to drive on those roads too, and I don't want to die, okay? Common sense is surprisingly uncommon. Okay, I think that's about it. If you have raw aluminium wheels like these ones, you need to keep them clean. Like, even down to give them a wipe down with a damp cloth when you get home from a drive. It's that easy. It takes 2 minutes. Just give them a wipe down, wipe all this crap off. If you live near the sea, you really need a coating. Anodizing is a bit problematic in this country. We can't seem to get the nice shiny anodizing. I don't know if it's the grade of aluminium or it's the anodizing itself, because they've anodized our caps, centre caps. We've anodized those and they come up like in a clear anodizing and they come up sparkling, but these don't seem to. I don't know why. That's up to the metallurgists out there and anodizingologists. It's a pinch benzologist thing. But yeah, or clear powder coat is a quite suitable substitute. It protects and makes them a damn sight easier to clean. These are a bitch to clean now because they've got a bit of corrosion on them, and Iain can do that. And he works for a powder coating company too. Hey, Scotty at Oxytech. So what we actually need to do with this, we can't. The reason that we're putting this together, we're up for pub run again. So I'm taking the cappuccino this time. Anyway, so these are going on pub run. I think when they get back, we're going to have to get the car up on blocks, pull them all apart, tyres off, pull the wheels right down, polish them all up to within an inch of their lives, and then clear powder coat them. As I said, Oxy-Tec clear powder coat is the best stuff in the business. It really is. It's freaking brilliant. You can do it in your home oven, but you need a precise temperature control and you need to be on that time. My setup here is just a tarted up. It's a tarted up oven, basically, a big oven. So you can do them at home, do them one at a time. You can do a lip. I don't know if you can get some wheels in there. Might upset the missus a bit. So, you know, all you need is something to measure that temperature. Even if we use an external, we've got 2 mechanicals and 1 electronic temperature control, because we get a different temperature top to bottom. It's just the way things are. So you can do it at home. It's not hard. If you've got the right gear, you need to get them clean, capital C-L-E-A-N, right? Clean. They've got to be clean, otherwise you're not going to have fun. And if you watch the episode where I mucked up the Techno Phantoms, you'll see how we did it at Scotty's, and the times and whatnot for a wheel, you're looking probably, half an hour or so, 25 minutes to half an hour. You need to get that temperature up, and it's the metal temperature, especially with alloy, opens up the pores, and then, stop beeping at me, opens up the pores of the aluminium, and the powder coat locks itself in and stays there forever. So, and it's real easy. I've got to turn that off. There we go. It locks itself on forever, and it's so much easier to clean, and that's why we were going down that track before we shut the shop down. So if you've got your own shop, invest in a good powder coating oven. I know if you're in Australia, see Oxy-Tec, they've got some good stuff there, so tear into it. Okay, give me 0, 0. Yes! This pair can go back to Marv. I know you've heard me call him Ian, but he has an alter ego called Marv, who's exactly the same person except with a different name. Anyway, there you go. Hope that imparted a bit of knowledge for you, and thanks for watching Barrel Brothers, and we'll see you next time. Look after yourselves.